Hello everybody, come back to my channel. It's your boy Mr. Sugar again. So on this episode of our tutorial, we're going to be doing some hand-on coding. We've seen that most interviews, or let's say most technical interviews for developers, you get to code one or two algorithms. So we're going to be coding an algorithm today, and we're going to be finding the missing number in an array of integer. Let's say you are given an array of numbers, so we're going to write a code, a program that will give us the number that is missing inside of that array. For this program, we're going to be using Node.js. The reason why we'll be using Node.js is to allow us to run the program on our terminal. Node.js is a JavaScript runtime environment. So we'll be using Node.js. Then also for this tutorial, I am using Visual Studio Code Editor. You can choose to use whichever editor that is suitable for you, that's Sublime or whichever. But for this, if you want to follow along and see the code one-on-one, you can download the Visual Studio Code. So for the Node.js, you can go over to nodejs.org and download the latest stable version of the node. Then also you can go over to Visual Studio Code if you want to download the Visual Studio Code and download the Visual Studio Code. So with that being said, now let's go over to our editor. So you can create a new folder and open it in your whichever editor you want to do. So then after which on this project we need to initialize npm, that's the node. So we go npm init. So this will give us a package.json at the end of the initialization. I think this is taking a little bit of time. Okay, go in there. Just keep tapping the enter button until you get the final response. Is it okay? Yes. Okay, so now we have a package.json. So I'm not going to dive into what the package.json does on this tutorial. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to create, we are working with finding the missing number in an array of integer. So let's create a JS file. Let me call it missing number dot js. Okay, so missing number dot js. So let's say we have this array const my array equals to an array of integer 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is my array, and the question is to find the missing number in this array. Well, by looking at it, you know that here 4 is missing, but then we need to write a program for it. You understand? Okay, so let's create a method first. Because what this method will do is to run the program. So this method is going to collect an argument, which is the array, and it's going to look through this array and do some summation, then return us back a response of the missing array. So create, what are we going to call this function now? Find missing number. So I'm doing an arrow function method. So this will collect an argument. I will call it array. Okay. So I think I'm going to collect the length of this array first and add 1 to it, since we are looking for the missing number in an array. So if we add that missing number, it's going to increase this length of this array by 1. So we're going to be having the length of the array, let's say cons array length equals to, now this array that we are passing into it, dot length, then we're adding 1 to it. Okay, so that's the length of the array, the would-be array, finally. So then, uh, now we're going to find the, how do I call this now? We're going to find the sum of the first natural numbers. And I think that formula is the number on array multiplied by the number in the array plus 1 divided by 2. Okay, so this will give us the summation of the natural numbers. So let's do that now. Cons natural number equals to, now what's our number, which is the array length. Array length multiply by array length plus 1. Then we divide everything by 2. Okay, so after which we're going to do a summation now of the numbers in the array. So let's do a variable outside. Let array sum equals to 0. Then we'll do a for loop for I equals to 0, I less than array length minus 1, I increment. Okay, so here we're having array length minus 1. You know, on line 3, we added plus 1 to the length of the array because we are looking for the missing number. So now for this for loop, we're going to be looping on the number of items in the array currently, which is the length of the array minus 1, which is the one we added from the beginning. Okay, so now for this, we're going to now have array sum will be equals to array sum plus the array index. Now array index, so this will give us the array sum. So after which we return the natural number minus the array sum. Okay, so this will give us the missing number that we are looking for in the array. So let's run a test for that. Okay, so let's define another variable const fetch. This is going to fetch the number equals to, now we're going to call that method we created on line 2, find missing number, which collects the argument my array. Now if we console.log fetch number, so now let's see what we have. So we're going to head over to our command line and run this script. To run this script is simple, using Node. Just do Node, the name of the script, missing number 4. Now we get our answer as 4. So let's say 4 wasn't the missing number. Let's say we add 4 in the console. Then we find the missing number. Now it's 5. So let's say there was no 8 in the console and there was just 9. So we have 4, we have 5. Now if we run it, we're going to have 8 as the missing number. Isn't this awesome? Do you have any simpler way we could have done this? If you do, don't forget to leave that in the comment. Let's try it out. And also don't forget to leave a comment, like, subscribe, and share this video. Thank you for watching.